iWeather First, this is a tropical update. Good morning, everyone, and thanks so much for logging on to iWeather First. I'm meteorologist Richie Pergolesi. Severe Storm Central. We're tracking the tropics here. Hurricane Lee is now a Category 2 hurricane, and right behind it, that tropical disturbance we were talking about yesterday has now been upgraded to Tropical Depression 14. We don't have to worry about this one, as it's going to ride up that subtropical ridge of high pressure out into the Atlantic Ocean. Not going to bother us here. The latest visible satellite imagery here shows that the storm is getting its act together. Hurricane Lee is now looking more that textbook-sized hurricane with a visible eye now appearing in the latest satellite imagery here. Here's a close-up of the system. We can see those thunderstorms been building up, and we're no longer getting that northeast wind shear that was preventing the hurricane from strengthening. That is now weakened enough, so now the Hurricane Center says we expect that the storm is just going to explode over the next 24 to 36 hours, and you can also see that too in the water vapor satellite imagery here. We don't see any indication of this thing slowing down whatsoever in terms of development. Here's the 11 a.m. advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Currently has winds of 105 miles per hour. That again is a Category 2 hurricane. Now moving a little bit faster, west-northwest at 15. Pressure dropped about 10 points, now down to 983 millibars. But as we look here, as we get into Friday here, Friday morning, this is tomorrow. This is expected to be a Category 3 hurricane with 130 mile per hour winds. That is a major hurricane. And then exploding now by Friday. 160 mile per hour winds as a Category 5. That is a very dangerous storm. And then as we get into Saturday evening, that's when it's actually expected to go down a little bit, maybe an advanced eye wall replacement when the hurricane, the eye and the eye wall kind of act like a spinning top, and it spins itself out as it tries to rebalance itself, going down to 145 miles per hour. Then on Tuesday, going into 140 miles per hour. So somewhere around Sunday and Monday is when we expect the storm to weaken a little bit, but you don't want to let your guard down on this one, because looking here at the Euro model, we can see that slightly deviated a little bit, now a little bit more northeast of Puerto Rico and the Leeward Islands, which is great for them. And then when you look as in the GFS model too, we can see GFS is wanting to go a little bit more north than the Euro model. And as we can see here in the earliest arrival times, we can see that there's about a 20 to 40% chance that the northern Leeward Islands and north of Puerto Rico would experience tropical storm force winds at about Sunday in the morning for Puerto Rico, Saturday morning for the Leeward Islands there. And that is basically it right now. We can't go too far out right now because the data it gets very inaccurate after that 5 days here. So I don't want to say leave your guard down, but I don't want to say, let's go ahead and just run to the grocery store and start stocking up. You should at least have 1 week of food and water supplies at any time, and that's regardless if you're in hurricane season or not. However, with this storm, we're going to closely monitor it here. I would just keep a watchful eye on it, but nothing too crazy to worry about right now. As we look at the 7-day forecast here, we can see as we get into the weekend, those temperatures still staying into the lower 90s for your highs, and as we get into next week, we got a 40% chance of rain around Monday. This is all going to depend too on the timing of the system as well, if this is going to impact us. At least we do have the possibility for rip currents as well. But stay with iWeather First. We'll keep you updated both on air and online. Thanks so much for listening.